Hey everyone, good evening from Cape Town.
Yes, live from Cape Town.
Live from Cape Town. I think it's morning for most people joining us, or lunchtime.
Yes.
So,
we have to remember that because it's night.
Yes, it's getting dark here in Cape Town as we speak.
Yeah.
So I'm Tim,
Yeah.
and this is
Stacey.
So I'm the CEO of Message Trust here in South Africa. Stacey, what do you do?
And I am the communications coordinator. So I do all the comms.
Yeah, so that's why. So if my communications are struggling,
I'm taking notes too.
But the most important thing is it's actually Stacey's birthday today.
Yes.
So
And I'm trying to convince Tim to sing happy birthday.
we'll see how the rest of the evening goes. I think that might be part of the fundraising strategy.
There we go.
We'll
We
have
all
to
want to
see.
hear you sing, Tim.
It's good whether you're on Zoom.
Yeah.
We see some people on Zoom, whether you're on YouTube. And we're also recording this and sending it out to lots of people afterwards as well. But special welcome. Welcome to our Friends of the Message event here from Cape Town.
Yeah,
From
and we
Cape
called this a virtual coffee event, but we are sitting with water.
We're sitting with water.
But we hope you guys have a coffee. Bethan, I hope you guys in your group have coffee there ready to go, because this is a virtual coffee event.
Yeah, I don't know if Jonathan will have coffee. I know Jonathan's already been on the beach today. As well.
Got
He
some
has
water.
coffee. And this, we're coming from Gangstar Cafe, but
Not ripping, but
we're
this is
not-
from Gangstar.
it is. We did get the water from Gangstar, but it's evening and the coffee shop is actually closed.
Yes.
So we've kind of done a little studio vibe.
Do you make a
here.
good cup of coffee, Tim?
Actually,
You're British.
I drink a good cup of coffee.
Drink a good cup of coffee.
So welcome, friends of the Message.
Yeah.
So you know, the Message Trust is a Christian ministry here in Cape Town. We're going to tell you a lot about the message during the course of the evening and focus on some of our special projects. But over the past few years, we've been developing relationships in North America. I made some trips a few years back, and we established Friends of the Message as a 501c3, specifically to seek to develop partnerships and support for the work that's going on the ground here in Cape Town. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, but it's also a very diverse city. But it's also one of the most segregated and challenging cities in the world. And we'll share some of those challenges. But as the message, we really want to impact young people. So, Stacey, we use the language of raising up urban heroes.
Yeah.
Maybe explain that a bit more so people
Yeah.
understand the core of what we're trying to do.
For sure. I think in one summary, we would say that an urban hero is transformational leaders, but it's someone that everyone else may have written off. But through their relationship with Jesus, they now completely change. And I love this holistic approach that they are now emotionally, socially, and economically strong and healthy people. They are people of faith. They are positive role models. To mention the challenges of communities, and it's amazing to see positive role models rise up in these communities of Cape Town. And they're people with leading healthy lives and economically active. But I think my favorite part about an urban hero is someone whose life is transformed, but they're playing a part in transforming someone else's life, which is the best and amazing part. And it's this full circle thing where they now are changed, but they get to go back to their communities, back to their families, back to the nation of South Africa, and actually be a part of changing other people's lives, which is incredible. But we could speak a lot, but we have an incredible spoken word where it tells you a little bit about who we are here at the Message. So why don't you take a look?
Who are we? We're a gospel-centered art with one vision, mission. In schools, on stages, on the streets, and in prisons. We're a movement of the unashamed, untamed, unconventional, unshaken truth that is one name, Jesus. We are a kingdom community spelt one word, Eden. Might catch us in an office building 9 to 5, then in the corner of your neighborhood 5 to 9. Cause it's more than comfortable living, it's 24/7 life online. It says, I would live for this cause rather than mine. We are broken people with a united cause, an undivided love in a divided society proclaiming Jesus is Lord. More than just performances for applause, we are a community to the fractured and the poor. Where ex-drug dealers find freedom in Christ. Where suicide runs to hide, where death turns to life. When the local thief becomes the urban hero, when 100 crimes become 0. We are transformed lives, transforming lives. We are God-shaped enterprise, where ex-prisoners and addicts find their home and become more than ever dreamed or hoped. Cause in the world saying I can't do it, we say yes you can. You can take a stand, find who you meant to be, discover your identity in the maker's plan. Cause we won't sit back whilst a generation dies. We advance through your city proclaiming real life. We train up the next generation to effectively proclaim Christ. We're a movement of laid down lies, refusing to hide. We go beyond music and take people higher. We're not about fame or being admired. From ones and twos to venues filled with thousands, we unashamedly proclaim Jesus. This is more than a job, we are born for this. We are called to this. To every tongue, race, face and nation, we are community transformation, equipping identity proclamation. We are conveying the gospel with word and action, transforming lives, calling the next generation to rise. We are the message.
I think, that video, I think we get excited every time. Just in terms of it gives the heartbeat of what we're trying to be as the message here in South Africa, who we're seeking to reach, and what we want them to become, as Stacey was saying before about transformational leaders, urban heroes. And there's a whole lot we do as the message in order to try and create this environment for transformational leaders to emerge, particularly those from the margins, those who've been written off by society. We want them to come to Christ and then be in this environment where they can really flourish in faith and in life, because we do so much. And if someone goes on our website, there's all these sub-brands or different things. People see Gangstar and they're all like, how does all this fit together? A little while ago we came up with 3 words to try and explain how we as the message bring everything together in terms of a strategy to raise up these urban heroes that Stacey was talking about in the video just showed. So these 3 words kind of describe who we are and what we do as the message. The first is that we want to identify potential where others don't see it. So we go into some of the toughest communities in Cape Town where gangsterism is rife, where unemployment is high. We go into prisons and we want to reach out to young people and see that they have potential, that God has created them for a purpose. And so we identify them through the programs, through the music, through the different things that we do. We create an opportunities to engage young people right where they're at and call that potential to life through a relationship with Jesus. The second thing, so our first word is identify. There'll be an exam on this later. You can maybe we'll find some prizes. But identify. The second word is platform. So having identified the potential and people coming to faith, they need a platform to be able to flourish in faith and in life. So the programs, things we're going to talk about this evening and show you, provide a platform for young people to be able to succeed, to flourish, to disciple. So whether that's through using their gifts in the creative arts, whether that's through sport, but whether it's through job opportunities and job creation. There's a massive problem in Cape Town, in South Africa, of youth unemployment. We have some of the highest rates in the world of youth unemployment. So we need to create job opportunities, which again, we'll tell you more about Gangstar as we go. So those are that become the platforms for young people to really begin to succeed in life and have the opportunities that they need. But then the third word, and Stacey touched on this earlier, is mission. So actually, we believe that young people can become change agents, and we mobilize young people from across the city to fulfill their own potential and to become on mission to reach others. And when we see this happen, it starts a ripple effect of transformation in some of the toughest neighborhoods across Cape Town. Young people that were once the problem and now the solution. They're making that difference. They're being the change that we want to see across this city. So those are our 3 words: identify, platform, and mission.
That's so good, Tim. I love that so much, and it's so easy and precise to understand, which is incredible. But how we carry out those missions is we have 3 incredible streams that actually do incredible groundwork within communities and schools and amongst the people that we're really wanting to see change in. And one of I think I can talk about 3 different streams. The first one would be the creative mission stream. Tim, I don't know if you agree, but I think this is the loud bunch in our team.
Yeah, that's so true.
It is the loud bunch. The staff meetings are not the same without the loud, creative, and rightly so, they are the creative team. And we call them the evangelists of our team because they go out there and they use creative and innovative ways to share the gospel with young people, whether it's through music, dance, academy, workshops, you name it. Our team has come up with it and used it to see young people be changed. And that's the creative missions. And then we have our community transformation, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight. But this focuses on prevention. And it's really the people who show up in these tough neighborhoods that Tim was talking about. And we get to see them have a presence within the community and run daily programs that really uplift and empower the young people, which is incredible, and just the people of the community. And then finally, we have our prison and enterprise, and again behind us the big banner of Gangstar. This focuses on I'm getting that word wrong, reintegration, which is taking ex-offenders and reintegrating them into society and running incredible job training courses and things that really put them on their feet, and speaking again to that urban hero, making them economically active, making them stable and healthy. And it's amazing to see that. And we're going to talk about Gangstar as well in this, and you'll hear that's part of the prison and enterprise team, which is incredible.
It's great. And these three streams are they're all interrelated to create this environment for transformational leaders to emerge. But again, we could describe it all day, but I think the best way of you understanding it is to see a story. And Mtiteleli has been part of the message for some time, for 6 years or so now, but we got to know MT while he was still in prison. His full name, Mtiteleli, we call him MT. And we're going to share a bit of his story now through a great video that was done fairly recently, and you'll be able to see not only here a transformational leader, someone who was identified, has a platform, is on mission, and he himself now is really starting a ripple effects of change through his work with the message. So please enjoy this video.
So I got involved in gangsterism actually I was at 14. And with my friends, we started to steal bicycles. From stealing bicycles, housebreaking. When you are deep in crime, already committing it, the feeling that you have is a feeling of regret. Because I loved my mom. If my mom can hear about this, how will that make them feel? I ended up in prison. It was a 20-year sentence at the age of 17. So that's when I felt like everything started to crumble down. When I was entering Drakenstein prison, it was a survival of the fittest. At one day, I went to make a phone call. As I called, a younger cousin of mine picked up the phone. When she picked up the phone, I asked, where is my aunt? And then she said that, no, your aunt is not here, MT. They went to a funeral, you don't know. And I asked her, they went to bury who? And then she said that, no, they went to bury your mom. So for me, it was like the end of the world. I said to my heart that, the only person that I was living for, it was my mom. When she passed away, I don't see there will be any restraint for me not to go to be the worst person. But at one day, we were finishing, stepping, fighting with each other, the blood on the floor. Then a small voice spoke to me, said that, MT, if you do not make a drastic change in your life, that will be your blood. And the prayer that I prayed that day were two prayers. I said that, God, if you are worthy to be followed by me, you are going to protect me in this room. The second one, I want to be a person of impact. I was released on parole, still confused. I never worked before. So the best place that I can come to, it was Message Trust. So the Message, they played a role in my life while I was in prison, and they trained me in entrepreneurship, which has helped me to start a company. So I volunteered at the Message. Then they said that, MT, there's a position that is opened, and I'm doing it now. I'll go in prison and teach entrepreneurship. And on the outside, I'll train the guys to be job ready. When I walk out of prison, I walk out with hope. And when I'm walking back in prison, I bring hope to the guys. I know that I cannot make right the wrongs that I have made. But what I've realized in life is that every day you've been given a new clean sheet. And I'm doing that to write a new, different story for myself and for the other guys, that when they read my life, they know that he have made some mistake, but he have changed. And through his change, he has impacted many. That's how I want to be remembered, but not as a force of destruction, but as a force of change.
Awesome. Such an incredible story of
Love it.
MT. And Tim, you'd probably agree, he's such a joy. Whenever he comes into the room and his presence comes in, you know, it's such a joyful spirit.
And he's having an incredible impact, you know, both
So
in
good.
prisons and now out of prisons with our reintegration program.
It's amazing.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
It's amazing to see, and really keep sharing this story. I mean, we have it on YouTube on this channel, Message Champions. If you're watching on YouTube, share his story. It's such an incredible one that I think will inspire many people. But you're probably again wondering maybe why we're here, what are we gathering for? And just to let you know, the purpose of this event is to focus on 2 projects from 2 of the streams that I mentioned earlier on. And the first one is from our community transformation and the other from our prison and enterprises. One focusing on prevention, the other focusing on reintegration. And we're going to actually start off talking a bit about our Nyanga one, our Nyanga Hub, which is part of our community transformation. But I also want to encourage you before I head over to Tim to chat a bit about it. You know, we have a chat on Zoom and on YouTube. Feel free maybe just to say hi, or maybe you want to ask a question or send an encouraging message. You can use the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we would love that. And so, as Stacey said, we one of our flagship programs is in a community called Nyanga. We call it the Nyanga Hub. Nyanga is one of the most challenging communities in Cape Town. It has one of the highest rates of violent crime. It has some difficult murder statistics. For young people, it's a very, very difficult environment to grow up in. And for many years, we've been working there with a partner church called New Crossroads Baptist Church. And actually earlier this year, we had a Friends of the Message online event just like this, and we presented a need for capital funding that we had during lockdown. Before lockdown, one of the main projects in Nyanga was our after-school centre on the grounds with the church. It was a safe place for young people to come to, and they were involved in many of our programs and activities and discipleship, and we were really beginning to see some leaders come through. But our capacity was limited, and particularly with COVID and lockdown and social distancing restrictions, we really needed to expand the work there. So in February, March, early this year, we had a funding campaign, and we sought to invest in a new classroom on this facility in the middle of Nyanga, and we called it our phase two campaign, and some of the people I see on the screen were part of that. And then by August, we'd raised sufficient funding and we were able to actually launch the phase 2 campaign. So again, launched the phase 2 classroom as a result of the campaign. And so this is a little feedback video of that launch event of what happened in Nyanga a couple of months ago, even during this last year, that has expanded the capacity. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about what goes on in the Nyanga Hub after you've seen this video.
Seeing the dream becoming a reality for us, you can see really the provision of God.
Firstly, been able to impact more young people, more families were impacted.
We believe that you're going to see more the next generation of transformational leaders rising up within the area of Nyanga, and also for job opportunities, and also to see young people accessing quality education, and also to see the entire community being transformed through reaching out these young people. The highlight of the day was to see the joy in people's faces, and also seeing those young people that they find this place as a safe space. When we cut the ribbon, seeing them going, I saw them running, grabbing chairs, the kind of for them the sense of ownership, and this kind of, you see that kind of hope for them, so that they could dream once again.
The young men that I think that stand out in terms of their lives being transformed and changed, I would say one of them is Pleasant Funny. His name is Pleasant, his name is Funny. We've worked with him for around 3 years now, and at the moment he's applied to university to do software engineering, and we worked with him and through education, public studies and all of that, and today we've seen his life change, especially the academic side of things. That's him being now at his school in one of the highest students in science and mathematics. And I think that is, the hub has played a major role in making that dream come true, as now he's aspiring to go to UCT to do software engineering.
I would like to thank specifically first for Breadliners. I know that without them, this could not become a reality. We've been dreaming. There's a lot of people who funded as well for the Message Trust as well, and the local church, New Crossroads Baptist Church as well, for their presence, for opening up this space. We say thank you so much. We salute you. God bless you.
So that's amazing. So you heard there from Mkululi and Kanti, two of our colleagues.
Yeah.
And that there in Nyanga is a legacy project really of Friends of the Message, because people were able to invest and support into that. And we opened the new classroom and we're able to expand from reaching 30 young people each day. We're now able to reach 80 young people a day who come and use the center. Some of them are involved in sports, some of them in creative arts.
Yep.
They all get their educational support and discipleship, and it's right there on the grounds of a local church in the heart of one of the toughest communities in Cape Town. But you saw Kanti.
Yeah.
Kanti's now 20 years old, but he's been part of the hub for a little while. Stacey, maybe share a bit more so everyone knows a bit more about who Kanti is.
Amazing. And yeah, as Tim mentioned, he grew up in Nyanga, which is a community that gangsterism and crime is happening on a daily basis. And it's really a tough neighborhood, but he grew up there. And I love this, that he says that he got involved in the local church there, and he started to realize that God had a different plan for his life, a different way of living. And here's the words he said. He said he started to want more. And so he got involved with the community transformation program, and he got help with his education. He developed new skills, and here's the best part, he found Jesus.
Yes.
And through that, he got mentored and equipped from our team and to really practically walk out his faith. And then the next step was he volunteered as a soccer coach and became an after-school tutor. And he now is part of the Nyanga Hub. He's there, and I love that story. If you heard it, he spoke about Pleasant. And that's amazing because it sounded so similar. Obviously a unique story, but so similar to Clancy's story. And speaking back to that whole thing of transform lives, transforming lives. And he's playing a part now in Pleasant's life and seeing his life being transformed. And it's this whole full circle of being an urban hero and seeing change in his own community, which is so amazing.
Yeah,
it's so incredible. I love his story so much.
So good. So you saw Mkululi and MK. He was the one who mentored Kanti, and Kanti's investing in the next generation. And it's that kind of ripple effect that's required to bring change.
Yeah.
And what I love about Kanti is the emphasis on education. So he himself is studying and works for us part-time, but he wants to see these young people who the story is so negative about education in some of these communities, but he wants to see them succeed in maths and science and go on to university. So that's what's beginning to happen at that hub, which is why we've highlighted this project. And really there's an opportunity. So earlier this year we did raise the funds, about $25,000 I think in total, between an online fundraiser in the US and an online fundraiser we did with the UK. But now, as the work continues, obviously it needs to be sustained. And so on the screen, we're going to bring up just a bit more information about the Nyanga Hub. So you can see one of the reasons for this event is to give you the opportunity to maybe consider supporting on a monthly basis the costs for one young person, like a Kanti who was part of the hub, but for one young person to be able to continue at the hub on a day-to-day basis, getting that kind of input. So here's the what we call the one-pager information on the hub, and then also on the screen is going to come up a QR code with the link to how you can support. And we're asking for people to support up to $30 a month. Enables us to be able to provide that daily support to young people through our Nyanga Hub. So we can scroll through this here. We're going to put just now, we're going to put a link up on the Zoom and on the YouTube channel so that you can go and download this information, just like this. If you want to, you can. Oh, you can't see me. It's fine. It will look
He's
like
holding up
I'm
for
holding up a
reference.
piece of paper. Okay, but you don't need to see the piece of paper. It's on your screen. You can see exactly what you need to do, what this is going to, so we can support. And when you go to that QR code, it brings you to our Friends of the Message giving page as part of NCF. And on that page, you can specifically pledge whatever you want towards this project. Later, it's going to be a capital campaign project that we're going to present to you, but this is kind of our ongoing monthly campaign. If you would like to give on a monthly basis to support young people out of this broken neighborhood to have this unique opportunity, so we can multiply the impact of counties.
Amazing.
So we're going to take a couple of minutes now. Actually, we're going to play a song. We've spoken a lot of, given you a lot of information. We've also mentioned that our creative mission team. So my wife heads up part of a lot of the music that we do. And so you're going to hear one of her songs. But while she's singing, on the screen will be the QR code. So you can scan that if you want to find out more. And in the chat, we will put the link so you can see the downloadable PDF information on the Nyanga Hub, and that will also be on the YouTube channel as well, so you can get all that information. So please take a look at that. Feel free even right now to go in and to offer whatever support you're able to support the Nyanga project. If you have any questions or comments, as Stacey said, you can put them on the chat on YouTube or on Zoom, and we'll gladly respond to those as well. But that's kind of the end of part one. This is going to be like our intermission song, give you a chance to take in all this information, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the second project that we want to present to you.
To be free, yeah, you choose to carry shame, make yourself feel no pain, and the world says it's okay, but I hear your heart screaming out so loud, come and give me peace. Anyway, so heavy, your shore is deadly. Yes, you need some peace. Even though you're with me, can you hear me? And believe me when I show you there's a way. And even though there's memories and there's heartache, you will not break. There's a strong man that holds your heart. You're told that you're the strong one, but you think that it's a joke. If only they could see your scars and the silence that it holds. But I hear your heart screaming out so loud, come and give me peace. Anyway, so heavy, your shore is deadly. Yes, you need some peace. Even though you're with me, can you hear me? And believe me when I show you that there's a way. And even though there's memories and there's heartache, you will not break. There's a strong man that holds your heart. And even though you're with me, can you hear me? And believe me when I show you that there's a way. And even though there's memories and there's heartache, you will not break. There's a strong man that holds your heart. tearing apart. No, don't know where to start. No, pick up your love, yeah, and give it to God. Oh, you're tearing apart. Oh, don't know where to start. No, pick up your love, yeah, and give it to God. Oh, even though you're with me, can you hear me? And believe me when I show you that there's a way. And even though there's memories and there's heartache, you would not break. There's a strong man that holds your heart. And even though you're with me, can you hear me? And believe me when I show you that there's a way. And even though there's memories and there's heartache, you would not break. There's a strong man that holds your heart.
Okay, great. Welcome back to part two. And we thought, well, you've heard a lot from Stacey and I
Yes.
here in Cape Town. And we thought it might be nice for you to hear from one of our board members all the way over there in the US. I'm going to introduce you to Jonathan, and Jonathan's just going to say a few words just of why he gets involved and has supported Friends of Message for a number of years. How are you doing, Jonathan? Take it away.
Hey guys, Tim, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody on this stream. Thank you for joining us. As Tim shared, I've been a board member for the Friends of Message the past 6 years. Tim and I met 10 years ago when I was on a 2-year assignment in Nairobi, Kenya, when Tim was my director. And it was through that time that we built a lasting friendship that endured a few organizational changes, and him now spearheading and leading the Message Trust in South Africa. So when I think about missions, there are a few principles that resonate, at least for me, that I think will help make this presentation in the second half of this presentation more insightful and tangible for you. Missions is about trust and relationships. We've seen that play out throughout the videos that we've seen, throughout the testimonials. For those on the ground, it's meeting people every day. It's organizing events like this for the Nyanga project and the Roastery project that you're about to hear about. It's the vision casting. The list goes on. There's a daily task, and on top of it all, the individuals like Tim, like Stacey, the team behind the screen, there's a call to die to self, as Paul calls it. And that call, that responsibility, it's a refining, it's an exhausting, it's a huge task. And ultimately, when you look at that task, that leads to the health of an organization, and a missions organization like this and others, that ultimately leads into that trust part of looking at a micro and macro impact. And so when I think of that, there are 3 critical elements that transcend from that personal journey to the organization, and then how it relates to us, for those of us on the Zoom today. So the first one is each team member's belief in the cross and Jesus paving the way for their daily salvation. That's that identity piece that Tim was talking about. It's funny, Tim, you and I didn't talk about what those 3 are, but these line up really perfectly. And the second one comes to the communication, the platform, the execution, the mission, if you will, of why we're rallying and what we're rallying behind. And the third component, and why I'm hoping this presentation and me speaking today kind of helps bridge the gap from those here on this side of the US to South Africa. It comes down to measuring progress in terms of trust, the speed of trust, if you will. And that's that change agent. While we are many, many miles, thousands of miles away, there's still that micro and macro impact that we can be part of and we can join in helping pave the way for what God is doing in South Africa. And so from that, growth requires investment. And so we are hoping that through this presentation, we are gaining your trust and a call to join us either financially. As Tim mentioned, there's a way to give monthly and how that will help the Nyanga project and what we're about to talk about for the roastery, as well as prayer. We definitely need that. And so it's been a privilege of mine the last 6 years to partner with the Message Trust and Friends of Message, and this team that has been getting on monthly calls the past 5 months and putting this together. It's a strong team, and we want you guys to join us in one of those buckets. So thank you all for joining us. Tim, thank you for this time to be able to share a little bit more, and look forward to the rest of the presentation.
And I think, it's a good opportunity just to thank our board members, Jonathan and the team committee who've been helping set up things now so we can really move forward with Friends of Message and get more momentum. And so we are really appreciative. And there's various ways to obviously get involved. And so if you want to know more about how you can practically be involved, then just contact us, and we'd love to be able to share. We want to get more churches involved and others and build these relationships that Jonathan was talking about. Well, Stacey, tell us where we're going now in the second part and this really, really exciting pioneering project we're moving into.
It is very exciting, and Jonathan mentioned it. We want to talk about our Gangstar Roastery, and put it here behind us, Gangstar Cafe, and it's such an exciting one. And Tim's going to share a little bit about challenges, and we're going to speak about the solution and how we can play a part, which is amazing. So Tim.
Yeah, just for a moment, I want you to imagine, being a young person in Cape Town, and so many of the young people we involve with, they come from broken communities, broken homes, so many issues around fatherlessness, and they're in an impoverished environment, and they get caught up in a gang because that's where they find a sense of identity and find a sense of worth. And so many of them, by the time they're 16, 17, 18, they're going in and out of prison, And for many young people, we find once they're in prison, they're very receptive to the gospel, very receptive to change. They recognize they want to change. But the biggest challenge is the day they come out of prison. In a context like South Africa with very high inflation, massive youth unemployment, and then many of these young people have got almost no skills or little educational background. It's no wonder that we have massive rates of reoffending. The young people find, even they come out in their 20s, they find themselves going in and out of prison, and reoffending rates, called recidivism rate, is if you can say that word, recidivism.
Tim's been practicing all week.
Then it's between about 70 to 80%. Just keep it going in and out. So we need to break that cycle, and for young people that young men in particular that come out of prison, the value for them is to be able to find a job, even if they become Christians, to then sustain their lives. They need work, and they need to be discipled into work. So Stacey, that's where all of this comes in, isn't it?
Yes, that is our response, Gangstar Cafe, and I think we have it here, they will shine like stars, but one of the things we say at Gangstar is that gang is the past and star is the future. And I love that because yes, we recognize that there's been a past, but we're also believing that there's a better future. And what I love about our team is we don't just preach this to people, but we actually help them through a process of change, which is so incredible. And our cafes and training, it's a direct response to the challenges that Tim was speaking about, this reoffending, recidivism that Tim mentioned. And I love it because we provide job readiness, barista and job shadowing training throughout the year. And I think even now with COVID, it's been amazing to see us being able to go back into prisons, which is so amazing, and offer these courses and seeing people's lives change and providing skills that really empower ex-offenders so that they can become responsible citizens. And again, going back to the thing, then them going back and making a change in their community, which is amazing. But instead of me going on about this, Tim and I said we love stories. We love hearing from people who have actually been through the process. And so we're going to share a little bit about Gangstar through this video.
Just imagine the day you release from prison. You will face many, many challenges. South Africa has the highest youth unemployment rate of 55%. Add a criminal record to that and it's virtually impossible for somebody coming out of prison to find work. That's why so many young people are faced with so many challenges and go back to prison. 8 out of 10 re-offend. The Message Trust is a Christian non-profit that works with youth at risk across the city, running workshops in prisons, helping them reintegrate through our housing, job readiness and barista training, and then through into employment through our Gangstar cafes, offering hope and offering a chance for them to shine. For us, it's not just about creating jobs, it's about seeing lives changed. And for each Gangstar to fulfill their God-given potential and to grow in faith and break that cycle of crime and gangsterism that we have seen so often in Cape Town.
Hi, my name is Clint. So I left prison 2017. So I was looking for a job. I want to do the right thing. So now today I'm really grateful for because I did get married. I did get also have my daughter. So to be part of Gangstar as employment, it means a lot to me because through Gangstar, I really find my identity.
Temingo Simatima is my name. So I heard about the Message Trust from prison. So when I came out, I did their integration program. I got trained as a barista. So I'm not the same person as I used to be ever since I worked with them. So the whole 2 years I've been with them, I've gained some many experience meeting with new people, you know. So yeah, Gangstar has made a huge impact in my life.
Gangstar Cafe is about creating so many more opportunities for young people. We want to see them shine. We want to see them say that gang is the past and star is the future.
So that's what Gangstar Cafe is all about. And, you know, obviously during lockdown, South Africa had a hard lockdown for a lot of the last 12 months. And it was difficult because we seek to run Gangstar Cafe on genuine business principles. You know, it's not just a project for us, it's actually a registered company. It's fully owned by the Message Trust. But that is our response. You know, we can now take a young person, Stacey said, out of prison, who's come through our programs in prison. They can come, they can be trained. We do a job readiness program. We have social workers that provide them with support. We even have a house that they can live in if they need housing. And then they can learn to be a barista and actually learn a skill and start their first job. I mean, Clinton, others you see on this video, their first ever paycheck came when they were working in Gangstar Cafe. And we've started to see them go on now and work in other cafes, but also in other careers. Some have now gone on into other areas of employment. And this for us is why this project is so exciting. And what we're launching now is the roasting arm of Gangstar Cafe, because we now want to actually develop our own coffee beans, roast our own beans, and this will help the business on a number of levels. You know, it will create extra jobs. It will also bring down our cost of sales. It will make our business more profitable, which enables us to buy, to employ more people once we're roasting our own beans. And believe me, Gangstar coffee is good. It's a good cup of coffee. So we want to invest in this roastery, and then we'll also be able to sell and get into the supply chain. There are churches that want to buy coffee from us, and we can supply elsewhere as well. So that's why this roastery is so important for us. It can really take us to another level and plant more coffee shops, create more opportunities, and so that's the need. And because I say that often when we're developing our business plans, there's an element where obviously we want Gangstar to operate on business principles, but actually the young people we're seeking to employ, the people who are part of Gangstar, they've had every competitive disadvantage in life, and so to help Gangstar flourish, we look for donations and support so that we can give them every competitive advantage moving forward, so that Gangstar is a unique social enterprise that can disciple and help these formerly incarcerated young people to have a new fresh start. So you don't see it on that video, just in case anyone has this question. We also have women baristas now as well. We've had women coming through the program as well, which has been a massively exciting development. So that's what the roast is all about, Stacey.
I love that so much. And again, like, we saw such amazing stories. You heard a little bit briefly of Clint's story and Themba Kosi's story. And trust me, that was only a snippet of the incredible things that God has been doing through both of their lives. And so if you want to go watch this, an awesome story of Themba Kosi on our Message South Africa YouTube page, where you can really see his process and more of it, which is amazing. And we have the opportunity now, Tim, which is so amazing, to see more Themba Kosis, more Clints rise up, more urban heroes come out of this, and that's amazing. That's why we're gathering on the Zoom, to see how we can play our part in seeing this change happen, which is amazing.
Absolutely, And Themba Kosi himself, he's he's on the screen there. You can see him. He's just Themba Kosi. He actually doesn't work for Gangstar anymore. And often our goal is to give the first job for 18 months to 2 years. Themba Kosi has received more training as a barista. He's also now can train others to become baristas, and he's been employed by a partner organisation of ours called Red Band Academy, and he works in a coffee shop down the road, and it's just beautiful, because then that's created a space for more people to come through on Message side. And we know some of you are watching this in Portland, which is a coffee centre. Some of you are in St. Louis. I'm sure that there's a massive coffee industry growing there as well. We know that coffee is a growing industry, and so Gangstar is able. Cape Town is full of coffee snobs in Cape Town, so this is a huge opportunity for growth for us. So that's really what we're embarking. This is a brand new. In fact, this is the launch of our capital campaign to be able to purchase our own roastering machine, which will be right here in our Message Leadership and Enterprise Centre here in Cape Town. We have the roasting arm of the business run from here, serving our flagship coffee shop, and then from there, even hopefully in the future, exporting amazing beans around the world to some of you guys where you're sat today watching this. So we're going to bring up on the screen just a bit more of this opportunity and the details involved. And for those of you that have downloaded the two-pager, this is the second page, and our second request. You can see there that the beautiful coffee art espresso being poured there, and so we're looking for this project to provide more training and employment opportunities. As you scroll down, you'll see the things that I've already said here. Helps Gangstar generate more income opportunities, and provide one of our Gangstars the opportunity to become trained as our head roaster and coffee trainer. So the fact that you can download this document means you can send it on to others as well and explain why this is such a great project to support. And we've broken it down. So we need to raise $25,000 to secure our roaster. And the way we've broken that down, as you say, look, now you can see, Matthew, I've got the print. You can print this out yourself. Is we said, look, effectively we need 250 people to sponsor $100. And we said, just imagine we've got this jar and we want to fill it with coffee beans. So we need 250 beans to fill this jar. So maybe some of you, there you go, one bean, $100. I think these are simple maths. One bean, $100, 5 beans, $500, 10 beans, so you can support a very tangible, and this isn't just, what I love about this, it's not just charity, it's actually empowering.
That's so good.
And so this will empower empower the ex-offenders to be able to really make positive choices. So there's the URL there, and we'll do the same thing right now. I think we want to give you some time again to reflect on what we've been saying. If you've got any questions, you can post those questions on the chat. If you want to click on the link. So this QR code goes directly to a page where you can specifically pledge towards or give towards the Gangstar roaster. So please, you can do that as well. If you're being hosted in someone's home watching this, they can also maybe help you get this information. So we're going to play you another song by Chrissy T. Which song is it?
Grateful 2.0.
I think it's called Surprised by Your Love.
There we go.
Or something like
Touched
that.
by Your Love.
Touched by Your Love.
Tim, I'm going to send that to Christina. Okay. Touched by Your Love. Enjoy it.
Enjoy.
I am wondering when I sit in your embrace, and I can feel my heart beat fast, and the tears of hope run down. Do I need you? I get so way down. Do I trust or do I doubt? I don't wanna stop your love, I just need your final word. I keep thinking you never leave me alone, never forsake me. I know I'm touched by your love, touched by your grace all the time. Was it just a dream? Or did my eyes just see your heart? All the pain that left a mark, yet you asked to trust your love. Do I need you? But in my memory, I can see the purest heart going after what is right, giving all the fights you got. Do I need you? Touched by your
Come on, how incredible was that? Thank you, Chrissy T, for blessing us with that incredible song. And yeah, what an amazing night we've had already, Tim, sharing about Nyanga and Gangstar. But we have one more thing that we want to share about sharing about shopping, I guess, with a difference, right? So do you want to talk about that, Tim?
Yeah, just to wrap up, we know it's an important weekend in the US calendar coming up fairly soon. So we want to be part of that in some way as well. So we are on Amazon Smile, and the link is coming on the screen now. So if anyone, when you're doing your Amazon shopping, can choose Friends of Message as your beneficiary charity, then that's also a way you can share that with all your friends and family as well. If they're not currently giving through Amazon Smile, then that's great, because that's just, again, another way of supporting the work on the ground. And we know, obviously, you've got Thanksgiving coming up. I think it's on the 25th of November, and after Thanksgiving is Giving Tuesday. Thanksgiving Tuesdays, it seems like every year they're extending the number of things that are going on. So yeah, please, you can use this video, share it with friends and family. If you want any of the individual videos that we've shown, we can make those are available on our YouTube channels, the Message Champions channel. We're also on the Message South Africa YouTube channel as well. So there's ways that you can help us spread the word about what God's doing here in Cape Town.
That's so good, Tim. Well, what an amazing night we've had, and we don't want to just end the call here.
Morning.
We've
had an amazing night.
I told you we need to remember it is morning. What an amazing morning you've had, and evening that we've had. And we want to just close off in prayer. And really just bless everyone on the call as well. So if you're in your room or if you're online, will you just bow your heads with me, and I'm going to just close off in prayer. Yeah, God, thank you firstly for technology. Thank you that we're able to gather, God, even in different locations right now, and be united, God, around such incredible causes, God, and projects, God. And thank you firstly already for the work that's been done, God. Thank you for the message, God, and the work that's gone out. Thank you for friends of the message that have been so generous and supported, God. And really, we're so excited and expectant for the work that's ahead, for the projects that we've shared about tonight, God, and what's still to come. And I pray that you'll continue to stir generosity within our hearts, that we will continue to give and be part of the change that you want to create within people's lives, God. And I pray that you'll bless every single person on this call, on YouTube right now, maybe if they're watching afterwards, God, just bless them, their home, their families, God. And yeah, let us see incredible things come from this night, God. We thank you and we honor you, and we give every single glory back to you, God. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Amen.
So thanks, everyone.
That wraps up.
Yeah, wraps it up. Hope you've enjoyed it. We look forward to keeping in touch with you. We will be hosting probably in the first half of next year another Friends of Message online event. So please look out for that. We'll obviously share more information. If you want to serve in any way, then let us know. Thanks so much. Okay.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.